well, let's just say my impression on Silent Hill F. Well, let's just say there were performance issues. I got like what, 30 FPS at best? All of them are medium settings. I wanted to showcase the gameplay footage, but then again I decided to do the old-fashioned way. There were some problems with my monitor screen. Let's see what Veridark has to say and we'll give our opinion.
It is so sad that technical difficulties have become the norm in the video game industry. Games launch buggy and broken, and developers don't seem to care. And a big problem is Unreal Engine 5. A big problem is developers not being talented at their jobs. And now we're finding out that Silent Hill F is the next game that's releasing that has major issues.
I don't know if you know this. Before I finished recording my Silent Hill F footage, there were times where there was a little bit of lag. Sometimes I get 30, sometimes I get 40 FPS, and there are times where I get at least 10, 20 FPS. And if you wish to know what my specs is, what you see here is a laptop version, okay? Intel i5 11th gen and RTX 3050 4GB VRAM, aka the laptop version, all in medium settings.
I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, we have seen so many games release in such bad states, and it is so sad to see because some titles we get really excited for, like Snake Eater, for example. It was a really good game, but it launched with issues. Silent Hill F is a title that a lot of people are really excited for, but it also has technical problems.
And don't forget Lost Soul Aside, which I'm gonna bring this up. While I was playing Lost Soul Aside, this is on hard mode, there were times it lagged. I don't know what's happening. So I decided that from after I finish the hard difficulty, I'm probably uninstalling Lost Soul Aside, but I will be keeping it. Yeah, keeping it in my library. The story is mid as fuck, but the combat looks good if they fix the performance issues, okay?
This happens so often, and companies just really don't care. I get that they have to meet certain deadlines, but either publishers and the developers need to come to the realization that pumping out a half-baked product only makes them look worse, or they're going to start losing out on sales. I know that we all want new games to constantly be coming out, right? We see so many games that are so exciting and that we are basically begging studios for, but at the same time, it is not worth launching your game fast if it is going to launch and it is going to face major backlash. And that is what has happened consistently, which is good that people are fighting back and people are voicing their opinions. But really amazing games are often now bogged down by performance issues, and I hate seeing that happen. And yes, Silent Hill is the next game to face problems. So, it says ahead of Silent Hill F's launch in the coming days.
That reminds me, don't forget Ananta, okay? Ananta, also an open world, which I hope NetEase, I don't know if NetEase is going to see this video, but by some miracle you saw this video. NetEase, make sure don't rush the game ahead, okay? If there are still problems, keep fixing, and when you think you have the right product, or in this case, if you think the game is fully playable, launch it. Yes, the game Ananta, and I'm excited to play that game because it's like a open world, kind of like Spider-Man, but still, the open world aspect is the one thing that I'm worried about.
Preliminary technical analysis of the survival horror game suggests PS5 Pro users have reason to be concerned. This adds Silent Hill F to the substantial list of third-party games that aren't optimized all that well for PS5 Pro. Developed by Neobards Entertainment, Silent Hill F is the newest entry in Konami's long-dormant survival horror franchise. Silent Hill F is set to be released on September 25th across PC, PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X and S, and reviews for the upcoming Konami title have been nothing short of glowing, particularly for its layered story, freakish monster designs, unique 1960s Japan setting, and more. However, its optimization seemingly falls a bit short on one console, that too the strongest of them all. Now, I don't expect everything to launch 100% perfect. A couple small bugs and glitches are things I think we're all able to look past, but when you are having significant frame drops, when you are having major pop-in and texture issues, when your game is running so poorly that you can't actually play it, yeah, that is completely unacceptable, and it's just something that now as a gamer, you almost have to to be accepting of that, oh, you might buy a full price game and it might not run for a couple weeks until the developers put out patches, which is just horrendous.
That is horrendous, and I don't know you know this. When there were times when I was fighting, I don't know what happened. They lag a bit, and then I nearly died like what, twice? Sometimes when you play, let's just say you play a game on easy mode, how are you gonna justify an easy mode if the game couldn't run? Now that's the thing. Regardless whether there is either an easy mode, hard mode, whatever it is, you cannot justify those difficulty if the game runs like ass. I don't know how the PS5 fare any better than the PC. To all my viewers who have Silent Hill F, what was your experience? What was the frame rate of your gameplay? Let me know in the comments.
A recent technical analysis from Digital Foundry reveals that unlike PS5 players who have the option of selecting between quality and performance modes in F, PS5 Pro users have no option but to play in a Soul Enhanced mode that blends the two, and its PSSR AI upscaling is always active in this mode, and though it helps it stick to the 60 FPS target and largely deliver sharper visuals, there are some glaring issues here, namely shimmering grass, noisy shadows, and flickering reflections. And if you take over to X, there are also people saying it doesn't even run well on PC either, that it also has some pretty big frame drops, which is just such an insult. Companies view us as walking wallets, and they have absolutely no respect for us at all whatsoever, and it's situations like this that truly highlight that. And sure, maybe in a couple of weeks they will fix it and it will run way better, but at the same time, you need to be delaying your game so this doesn't happen. And people are pointing out how PC ports have been an issue for a decade at this point, which is very true. But unfortunately, we are seeing this kind of become even more normal, and we are seeing companies not really worrying about delivering the best product possible at release. We just saw this same situation happen with Borderlands. Borderlands 4 launches to mostly negative Steam reviews over performance issues and crashing. I've done other videos on this. They will be linked down below. But Borderlands 4 finally arrived, but for some, the big occasion hadn't quite gone to plan. Before launch, there were a lot of concerns regarding its potential performance, especially on PC. Randy Pitchford claimed it would be unplayable on anything below minimum specs, and a promo video on Conan O'Brien's Clueless Gamer series that featured the game crashing didn't do much to alleviate fears in just a few hours after release.
Well, Borderlands 4, if Randy Pitchford could just shut up. Look, I think the problem is, look, all developers, if you know that your game is not ready, you need some more time to polish it, make sure there's no bugs, no glitches, then delay it. This is why mostly indie and AA, they are free from this, okay? Well, yes, some AA need a publisher, but there are some times where indie and AA have their own publisher and they can publish whenever they want, such as Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm bringing Hollow Knight Silksong because, I don't think Team Sherry has a specific designated date for their game Hollow Knight Silksong.
Already managed to hit mostly negative reviews on Steam, with the vast majority of them complaining about performance issues. It was already being described as a stutter-ridden mess, while there are plenty of reviews that also complain about frequent crashing. Maybe that Conan O'Brien promo video wasn't scripted after all. And were even a lot of positive reviews that were mentioning there were problems with optimization. And now, days and days later, it isn't still in a positive range. It is sitting at mixed, leaning negative, which is not a good look. Then we had Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Players faced performance issues on PC, even with a 5090 and a 9800 X3D. When you are running a NASA computer, you should face zero issues. Now, I didn't have any problems with Snake Eater, but I did have some pretty serious problems with Borderlands 4, and I have a very, very good top-of-the-line PC, and it's just so disheartening because if you are somebody who has an average PC, half of these games will be unplayable.
Well, for Lost Souls side, for me, it's playable. I get 80 FPS when I tone down most of the settings, but there are times where it lags, it hangs a bit, other sort. So to all my viewers who have played either Borderlands 4 or even Metal Gear Solid Delta, you know, the remake, what was the frame rate that you got when you play it on PC? Say it in the comments.
Asides, developers acknowledged performance issues and assured players they were actively working on optimizations. And another part of this entire story that really pisses me off personally is the fact that there are reviewers and these journos who will give games 8s and 9s and 10s out of 10s when there are so many problems. So either they are not facing these issues magically, all of them. I don't know what version of the game they're getting, but we should be getting that. Or they are straight up lying because maybe they were paid to give it a more solid review. Maybe they simply want to keep their position in this industry so they don't become completely irrelevant. Either way, we are talking about journos who will give games glowing scores, near flawless ones, but then gamers get their hands on a title and maybe the gameplay and the environments and the atmospheres are all amazing. But yes, technical problems should bring your score down, and you can edit your score going forward. They could put up another article in a month saying, by the way, they fixed the game and now this is my score that I would personally give it at this point in time. But they don't even acknowledge technical issues, which is why we don't trust them. And then they sit here and go, you guys need to respect us more. Why would we respect liars and frauds and hacks?
We don't respect
and this is going to continue to happen.
First off, nobody trusts the journalists anymore. Some journalists even threaten to reduce points if there's a game feature the Gulf of America. No, I'm not joking, there is. And if you see the footage that I showed you right now, there is some parts where I think there was a bit lag. And I have to say, I get an average like what, 30 FPS at best, but there are some parts I will get at least 18 or 20 FPS. The journalists will ignore it. I'm 100% certain these journalists, yes, these journalists must have the day one patch first, because I think these companies, they always give the patches to the journalists first so that they can review it and give gamers last. But that's just my theory. So far, I'm gonna keep playing it. I don't know if I could finish it. I also had to finish Lost Soul Aside first, finish the hard mode, and maybe I will continue Lost Soul Aside, or in this case, Silent Hill F. For Lost Soul Aside, there was still a bit lag, mostly in the boss fight. So I'm gonna keep on playing Lost Soul Aside first, and once I'm done with that, I will finish Silent Hill F. I haven't finished Wu Chang Fallen Feathers yet, and also Hollow Knight Silk Song. You know what they say? Get good. Oh, and one more thing. I don't know if this tip is gonna work. If you can't beat a certain places, okay, do what I would do. If you can't beat a certain boss either in Hollow Knight Silk Song or Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, put down those games, play something else, and then come back. It's very simple. That's what I would do. After Lost Soul Aside, maybe I will finish Silent Hill F. I don't know how long it will take me, but I will keep on doing it. And sometimes even with easy mode, I feel like I'm playing on hard mode. No, generally, I'm not joking.
Am I allowed inside?
Why, of course. Today you are most welcome. We must continue on ahead. Shall we rest first?
I'm okay. I think.
Tell me if you need a break. Now then, onward.